Good evening. My name is Carl Glad, Chair of the Stratford Town Council. I'm calling a special meeting of August 8th, Thursday, August 8th, to order at 7:01 p.m. First order of business on the agenda is item number 1. Is there a motion?
Oh. I'd like to make a motion. I move that the approved item number 1 be approved and that hereby authorizes, directs, and employs the town to bring in an application for appointment of the receiver of the SBA in the Superior Court and to take any and all action in connection with the prosecution of such application.
Is there a second?
I'll second that. Thank you.
Seconded by Ms.
I
Gibson.
second that.
Is there any discussion? Mr. Green?
Through the chair to Attorney Leclerc, can you explain basically the likely process that would follow from making this decision and to enter or to ask for a receivership?
Sure. The likely process is, as you know from the resolution, the Success Village apartments are located both within the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut, and the town of Stratford, Connecticut. You're having a special meeting authorizing the bringing of a receivership application with the Superior Court. The Bridgeport City Council, we understand, will be doing that tomorrow evening by special meeting. Obviously, the action is not brought by the name of either municipality unless both are together. Both have the same resolutions before them with just a change in the name of the municipality, but otherwise they're identical. This first resolution is identical in both municipalities. So it's contingent upon each municipality joining. We would file an application next week, in this case, seeking immediate assistance of the Superior Court for the appointment of a receiver under a state statute. Upon appointment of a receiver, that individual would be in charge of the assets and the management of Success Village, of that cooperative, and would do everything in his or her power in the best interest of the residents to correct some emergency situations that are there and get the boat righted again. Of course, because it's a receivership, it's through the power of the Superior Court, so you have a Superior Court judge who's going to be watching the file and in charge of the file, and he or she will be approving the actions of the receiver, addressing any questions or objections as it goes along in a public forum in the Bridgeport Superior Court. So that's the basic process that would be followed.
Is there any other discussion? All right. Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Is there any opposed? In the opinion of the chair, the motion passes. Agenda item number 2.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. O'Neill.
I move that item number 2 be approved and that it hereby authorizes, directs, and empowers the mayor, Laura R. Hordick, or her designee, upon appointment of a receiver and with the approval of the Superior Court, to enter into and execute a loan agreement with the SVA in the replacement of the 3 boilers at SVA in such form and with such terms as approved by the town attorney.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Ms. Gibson seconds. Is there any discussion?
I have a question.
Ms. Whittam.
So if this loan is approved, is there any, and the money would go to the receivership, what kind of security would the town of Stratford have if they were to default, or if the receiver went in and did an internal audit on the books over there and there was no money left?
So for this loan to happen again, this is contingent upon Bridgeport approving a loan with the same language, except their dollar amount is different. Their dollar amount is $520,000, and that's based upon the number of units in each municipality. And the loan is contingent on 3 things. Number 1, it's contingent on the appointment of a receiver by the Superior Court. Number 2, it's contingent upon the approval of the Superior Court itself through its judge. And number 3, it's contingent upon a form and terms that are approved by the town attorney for Stratford. So we would do everything to protect you. If it turns out that this money is not going to solve the problem with the boiler, and that's the crisis that they are having there with no heat and no hot water. As you read in the paper, it's a huge problem for the residents. And we have a winter season approaching us a lot faster than we think. We're halfway through August already. And it's going to start getting cold in a couple of months, and these people, have to be protected and can't go through that situation. So we would make sure, as well as the receiver and the Superior Court, that before money is sent to them, that it be used for the appropriate purpose with appropriate protections for the city to be paid back that money, and the town, in this case, to be paid back that money.
And potentially, after this problem, it's not going to be a black hole where they're coming back to us for more money, another loan, because we don't really know what's going on in there. The electric isn't up to par, apparently, and other things like that.
And that's why a receiver is being appointed to, take control of all the money that should be paid, the monthly charges that should be paid, and pay the correct creditors, utilities, repayment of boiler loans, things like that, with the approval of the Superior Court again. It's a very managed process when you have a receivership through the courts.
Just a little concerned only because, this is private property. It's not, these are personal homes that are not, it's personal property, and we're getting involved in that, and I just don't want to set a precedent for that. Even though I know these people need a lot of help, and I'm all about that too. So it's kind of a tough call. But you start getting involved in, people's situation, and there were processes to get rid of a board. I've been a president of a condo association. I know how it works. There's a process. It's a difficult process, but there is a process. And they didn't seem to, that I'm aware of, make any headway or try it. I don't know what the exact situation is, so I'm concerned that as much as we want to help our fellow neighbors, I also find it to be a personal thing, but, with somebody out there who's mismanaging their funds, apparently.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion? All right. Obviously, Ms. Wood, we are taking an action of consequence, significant consequence today. So, but we have to protect our residents here and the residents of Success Village. We have to protect their properties, their dignity, and I just want to thank the mayor for her actions to get us to this point, and the council for being here tonight for this. So, with that, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposed? In the opinion of the chair, the motion passes. Agenda item number 3, adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Who is that? Ms. Whittam seconds. All right, all in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Thank you. We're adjourned.